Hey everybody, Paul Brink here with Paul Brink and Safety Squad. Uh, just wanted to let everybody know that since my last video, we've had a bit of an update. CDC, WHO, World Health Organization, the ECDC, and the numbers basically for the United States have risen. If anybody hasn't watched President Trump's, anybody here in the United States didn't get to see President Trump's live broadcast, sorry to say, but now they're pushing for the anti-socialing to continue through the end of April. I was actually on, I was up roughly about the time that President Trump went live from the Rose Garden and, well, the White House. And everybody's just, my word of advice with this, because I've talked with my people, this is really nothing to screw with. Fears have been confirmed with today's latest those that have ended up getting the COVID-19 or coronavirus will end up getting it again. It doesn't help that, I hate to say it, but we need to stay more aware of our surroundings. We need to start using our common sense. I know I sound like a downer. I know I'm repeating myself with this, but I gotta push the common sense. Nobody's using their head. Whether it's common sense on a job site, whether it's common sense on the road, if you got your cell phone in your car with you, that's fine. Wear your headset. If you're on the job site and your phone goes off and your boss or supervisor allows you to, wear your headset. Whether it be Bluetooth, preferably not wired headset, but if that's the only thing you have at the moment, use it. Please be aware of your surroundings. I know a lot of people have stated, wash your hands before, after, and whenever. And yes, back in the bedroom for the time being. Just had way too much issues last time. But this is the thing, people. It's not going away. I've been reading up on the CDC website. If you want, I'll leave a link in the description for you guys to, like, if you want to continue hearing more updates from myself, with me being with the Safety Squad, then go for it. Look it up yourself. But numbers don't lie. Here in the United States, we're at almost 3,000 deaths. We're at almost 300. We're almost at 200,000 people infected. It's not getting any better. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I understand that a lot of grocery stores are closing their doors. They're only doing an hour to 2 hour morning invalid for the senior citizens, whether it's 6 to 7 or 6 to 8. Let the seniors go do their grocery shopping. Let them go pick up their odds and ends. But, you know, they're the ones that we have to look out for. I was just on my PlayStation, kicking back, playing Call of Duty World War II. This is not anything to do with looking for any love from PlayStation, Call of Duty. None of that. I'm looking at the fact that people are realizing there's more to do at home right now while we're either our state has lockdown, quarantine, or if your state has shelter in place. Like some of our southern states here in the U.S. Shelter in place is basically, from my understanding, it's almost like you're confined. But for those that are always at home, you've lived shelter in place your entire life. We're going to take an... Oh, and this is episode 2 of Safety Squad. So whether you guys want to take and hear me out, pass the word along. Upon my last video, I went up a couple subscribers and then fell back down because nobody wants to hear it. I'm a small time guy. I'm looking that once this social distancing is no longer in effect, I can actually do a recording of my boss. Or with my boss. The social distancing, this quarantine, lockdown, shelter in place, what have you, whatever we're all experiencing at the moment, follow through. The time is not now to hoard. The time is not now to get those that we love sick. Although I hate to say it, now is time to be with your loved ones, with your family. If you have family at home, that's fine. If you have a pet at home, spend more time with your pet. If you don't have either, you always got Facebook. I've got it. I've got Facebook. I don't publicize my videos on Facebook. I don't publicize them on Snapchat or Instagram. I do it mainly straight through YouTube. I have friends throughout the country. I have throughout the United States. I have friends. I have family throughout the country. Recently, Rhode Island placed into effect that all New York state travelers are not welcome in their state in fear of spread of the virus, which is understandable. President Trump, however, stated live on Twitter, I don't have Twitter either, so good luck finding me, that New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, my home state of Connecticut, if we follow suit with Rhode Island, our little section of the United States will not become quarantined. And if quarantine happens in our little section of the country, it ends up becoming a CDC controlled area. We don't need that. Connecticut's already got more than enough government involvement. We've already got enough government hatred in this state. I know that there's a lot of states out there that have a lot of government hate. I know that there's a lot of countries in this world that have a lot of government hate. A lot of hate for other governments as well. But we're under jurisdiction of the World Health Organization. The top medical personnel and chemists throughout the world convene under WHO, World Health Organization. We're going to end up, I hate to say it, but if this turns into a full-fledged outbreak, there's going to be a lot of people suffering. I'm starting to hurt. I'm already starting to hurt. I've got an 83-year-old grandfather out in Oregon. Guess what? He's been to Korea and Vietnam. God bless him. But he's been through World War II. He's been through Panama. He did his service in Vietnam and Korea. He's lived through Desert Storm and Desert Storm 2 along with Operation Iraqi Freedom. If he's lived through all that, he can live through this. As long as he doesn't get sick. And on another note with this coronavirus, if nobody seemed to realize, they're all the same symptoms that a flu. Or influenza, if you must. But this is the world we live in, people. Time for us to start looking out for ourselves and our families. Use your heads. A lot of stores have gone bone dry on paper goods. Things that everybody else needs. But believe it or not, if you got family in the military, or a family that's veterans that can go to a post exchange, base exchange, hell, everyone, if you got a smartphone, you got a computer. You can go online and look for places that you can buy MREs. They come with toilet paper. They come with food. They may not come with food for babies, but it comes with food. I'm waiting on I'm waiting on a shipment to come in. I've been waiting on a shipment for 3 weeks. I've been waiting on a shipment of MREs to come in for 3 weeks. And since last week, I've gone to my post office and I've called UPS to see if they had it in a warehouse in a quarantine section. I've called FedEx. It's not any of their faults. I get it. It's not anybody's fault. But what we need to learn to do, let's not think of ourselves. Let's start thinking of others. This coronavirus, like I said, from what I saw on the news, we're not all in doom. We're not all in trouble. We're not all going to need 30 months of toilet paper. We're not all, if you got a large family, I can understand, buy it in bulk. But that doesn't mean everybody has to fucking kill a quarter of a freaking roll at a time. When we do everything and it comes back on us, more than likely it's going to hurt us. A lot of people have given up their faith because of this. And don't worry, I've been tested. As soon as I started with a sniffle and a cough, I went and got tested. I felt warm. And of course, I had to get tested. Not only for my safety, for my family's safety. For the people I live with within my building. For their safety as well. Nobody likes to hear it. Honestly, nobody does. Nobody wants to hear that their loved one is down sick with this. I don't blame you. I don't want to know I'm down sick with it. Because it's not something that I want to deal with. It's not... It's not something that I want to have weigh on my mind going, okay, how long do I have to live? How long do I have to enjoy what little time I have? I did enough of that. For 5 years. I didn't know exactly when I was going to go. I never know. I live my life as if I live every day as if it's my last. There's not a lot of people that look at life like that anymore. And it has nothing to do with the fact that everyone's just stuck on themselves. Yeah, I mean, granted, there's a bunch of people that will literally lie to your face and tell you, oh, well, I care about you, but I only care when things happen for the good for me. You have to listen. This is where common sense comes into play. And I've realized that. I really have. Oh, and I did mention in my last video I was going to do a poll. I'm not going to do polls. I check all my resources. I do everything. I check all my sources. If something doesn't seem right from what I hear on TV, what I hear on the radio, I'll look it up online. We are in an age of information. Me, I always double check facts. I have to. I have to keep up with certain codes. I have to make sure that everything that pertains to my work is done by the book. If you haven't noticed by now, I changed it. I changed the way I'm doing things. I've changed the name of my channel. And it plainly says, Paul Brink. Oh, let's see here. How'd I put it? Paul Brink and Safety by the books. If I don't do it by the books, the customer or supervisor I'm assigned to isn't happy. It's never easy to do it by the book. There's always ways around it, but if you do it by the book, it's done right. I'm working on my OSHA 10. Gives me a little push. And it gives me a little bit more with my work, well, with my field, to try to earn more money. It doesn't hurt. That little certificate will give me a little leeway to go, I deserve to earn more money. My experience alone, 18 years, almost 19, this May. Actually, no. 18 years. This May. Will literally make it will make me more qualified than a lot of people doing what I do for work. It's not easy. It's backbreaking labor. But you get the right job. In my field, you get the right job, it becomes a long-term thing. Once it becomes a long-term thing, the company that contracted me out has an option to buy me. Then I become one of their employees. I'm working with one other guy. One other guy. And he's been doing the same things I have for longer. We haven't found our place yet. But I never give up. I never quit. I know what is exactly at stake if I quit. I quit, I'm screwed. When it comes to my line of work, we have to take everything into consideration. But getting back to everything, granted, I bet everybody's noticed, I'm scatterbrained. It happens. The life of a temp worker with ADD and a short attention span. Nothing's forever. But when you have ADD and a short attention span, that's forever. And yes, if you can tell, I'm running off of an old iPhone. Picture clarity is a lot better. Not everything is the best. But you know what? Sorry, I'm doing two things at once. It's really messing with me. And I just can't stay comfortable because my back. But no, honestly, with everyone that's got issues in this world, we're all gonna have problems. We are. regardless, we all have health issues. But this new problem that we all are noticing, or have noticed, the CDC, World Health Organization, any other disease control centers, or government disease control centers have realized, just like the flu, this one's here to stay. So we don't have, it's nothing that we can avoid. It's never going to be something to avoid. But there is one thing that we can do. Social distancing does work if we allow it to. Gravity. But it takes commitment. If you're in a field that is considered non-essential, but you're given the option to work from home, take it. You're still making a paycheck. If you're part of an industry like my brother, Redneck Trucker, Brandon Gleason, big shout out, buddy. Love you. That where you're either driving a truck, train operator, military, you're essential. Medical field, you're essential. You're highly essential, actually. EMT, firefighters, police, they're all high essential. And I don't get it why I'm so dang tired already, but if you want to find things to do, if you got board games at home, you got a family, play a board game. You got little ones, bond with them. Trust me, that bonding time you have with your kids is essential. If you don't have kids and you have pets, still family. Your pets can tell when you're not right. They can see things. But, hate to say it, it's going to get tough. It's going to get real tough. If you ain't got enough supplies to get through it, then you're in trouble. You're in a lot of trouble. if your company offered you paid leave time because of this, but they also offer you to work from home, what are you going to pick? Me? I'd love to work from home. I don't have that option. I have to work around people. My preference is to work by myself. Damn it. But there's nothing I can do, because my job requires me, as an essential, to work with others. So social distancing on that is non-existent. You're always within that 6-foot radius of another person. And when they say social distancing at minimal 6 feet, they're not kidding. If you have to work close to someone, like I do, there is no 6 foot. It's an arm's length. Or you're right on top of each other. I'm not going to try and continue. I'm not going to stay down on this. I'm just trying to be more informal on it. We're not going to have the luxury of sitting home all the time. We're not going to have the luxury of doing anything. Pretty soon our bills are going to come up, where the companies are going to want their money. A lot of places are only giving 60 days. For the time being, if you got a home, well, if you got a house, your mortgage company is waiving all fees. Some cell phone companies are actually keeping your service going. I wish all phone companies were like that. Not mine. It's the billion-dollar companies that are doing it. AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, Verizon Wireless. I understand Xfinity's doing the same thing. Honestly, if I would, I could. If I had the money right now, I damn believe I'd be going to Xfinity. I'd be going to Xfinity in a heartbeat. I have a future to look forward to. I have a little one on the way. I know the president said something about a government payback. I didn't catch his live broadcast at the time, but that was part of what he was talking about today. But that's only for us here in the United States. Worldwide, we're looking at almost 1 million people. If people don't start practicing the social distancing, and soon, the numbers will go up over 2.2 million for those that are infected with the corona or COVID-19 virus. Right now we're lucky. They're catching it soon enough to get everybody aware. But you know what? Now it's up to us to do it. Now it's up to us to practice what we're being asked to practice. And seems like my camera really doesn't want to work, so, what more can I say? I want everybody to look at the bright side of this. We're at home. We're all at home. Unless you're essentially needed. If you're not essentially needed, stay home. Got the option. Your company gives you the option to work from home. Work from home. You got a chance to do phone interviews over your computer? Go for it. But remember, take into consideration of others when you're at the store. Because when you least expect it, we're all going to get hit hard. We're going to get hit. We're going to get hit hard. And we're not going to have... We're going to have a chance to rebound from it. But it's going to take a long time. We're coming into not only issues with the stock market, but with our own personal finances. If you got money to blow, good for you. If you don't have the money to blow, or help somebody else out, don't waste it. What I'm trying to say in this video is don't be like the 99% that only think of themselves when they're in the stores. Grab what you need. Well, grab what you need, not what you want. Because believe me, it's not easy. Those that tell me every day, well, if you don't like your job, move on. Find a better job. I have the skills to do these videos and knowledge. What I don't have or the skills or the knowledge to do a resume. I can't. I talk to other YouTubers. D. Niman himself, he did a live broadcast a few days ago from, big shout out to D, and on his channel, you answered a couple questions I had, you gave me a shout out, thank you very much. He said welcome to a bunch of the new YouTubers that are out there. If you got a new YouTube channel, stick with it. Stick with a schedule that works best for you. Find a topic that you find would be either informational, educational, don't go on a rant. And here I am starting to rant. I do apologize. But yeah, if you guys want, hit that like, subscribe. Make sure to hit that little bell. And I'll make sure to post a link in for the CDC right down in my description. You might be able to find a map of which areas you live in through the US CDC webpage to see where lockdown, who's in lockdown in your area, where the virus is. But remember, with this epidemic, we will get through it. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Enjoy your time at home, if you can. Find things to do at home. Don't go out. And I say this wholeheartedly, don't go out. If you feel as though that you're starting to get claustrophobic, step outside your home, step outside your apartment if you have to. Stay away from large groups of people that don't practice social distancing or don't believe in it. I didn't. And now I've got a few cases here in my home, right in my city. And it doesn't help. I feel bad for these high school seniors. A lot of them were looking forward to prom this year, because it's their last one. Hopefully they'll get to graduate. Hopefully they'll get to be able to walk across that stage, along with you college seniors that are out there. You get to walk across that stage. Use what you've learned and put it towards something good. This is Paul Brink with Safety Squad. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry I sound like a downer, but it's not easy to give this kind of news. and it's not easy to try to educate people. But once again, this is Paul Brink with Safety Squad. Hope you enjoy.